Hi, welcome back to the Monday Pool Archives. One crazy night of pool, and yes, we're none the wiser to figuring out what that actually means, but we'll get to that in the second part of 2. And Nick Allen's still with me. So we were talking about, well, in the last episode I gave you a chance to go back to episode 11 and 12, I think it was, and you actually managed to get your say about things which weren't recorded by your voice the last time. So we then went on to talk about the Bridgewater Thursday season, and now we're back onto the on the Warburgs Thursday season, and we're now back onto the Warburgs Monday season. So yeah, just to point out, the Bridgewater on the Thursday, that was a promotion winning season, wasn't it, Nick?
Yeah.
Where you played for the Bridgewater. Second position out of the 16 games the team played, won 11 and had 93 points, and your personal record was 4 wins out of 10. So then we talked about which pub that was, and did you have a guess at what pub it was? What comes to your mind off the top of your head?
Bar 15.
Watch this space. Same pub, because you can see the flags are the same. And Gary and that machine in the background, Gary Maddox is playing here. So, I mean, this is somewhere we would have played at number 15, and the guy in the picture, Rich Aitken, I think his name was, he used to play for Gardeners, but I don't think could it be the Gardeners?
I don't think so. It could have been, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, because they kind of had a hat.
It probably is because Rich is in it, isn't it?
But then again, you had 9-ball balls a lot of the time at the Bridgewater, didn't you?
You mean at the Gardeners?
Sorry, Gardeners, yeah. I mean, you did have them at the Bridgewater as well.
I suppose it could be the Bridge Inn.
No, it wouldn't. They weren't playing back then. Yeah, if anyone does know, that's listening, just pop it in somewhere. Yeah. So looking towards the 2021 league. So today is the 2nd of August. So what are we thinking? How's things coming along then with the Chester Thursday League 2021-22 season? Paul, explain.
Mark Barnes is trying to get teams to confirm where they're going to play from and if they're playing, but not everyone's being helpful and answering him, so we're still waiting to find out when he's going to start.
So we're still none the wiser, really, in terms of a start date. I mean, you were thinking it would be the end of August, start of September, right? Wasn't that mentioned?
That's what he was hoping for, so it doesn't look like it now then.
No, there's still a lot of concerns about even pubs opening, isn't there?
Yeah, like Bridge Inn hasn't even opened yet. I think they're supposed to be having a new landlord. Bridgewater hasn't even opened yet. Yeah, I think there's a few others haven't opened yet. So
some tables have been removed, and there's
like
talk about them coming back.
Cottage, as tables have gone from there.
The Cottage have asked for their league fees back.
Yes.
For one. Right, well, we don't know any more in early August, so we'll go back in time now then. And we were talking about when you were playing from the Cottage, you had a Monday team, didn't you, Nick? And then you moved to St. Warburgs, and you explained why that was the case in the last episode. And then it was a case of this season at the St. Warburgs. We see Nigel Simpkins, one of the players you had for the team. And you had a couple of good cup runs, I understand.
Yes, we made 2 finals, lost in 2 finals, unfortunately.
That's impressive. Can you remember who you were playing?
BTNA we lost 2 in one, and I think the other one was to
Well,
to the Cherry actually.
well, good. Well, they usually have a decent team at the Cherry, but it's you're very much a cup team, I think. By the impression I get, was it sort of like fourth bottom in the league, but you did very well in the cup competitions.
Yeah.
So another team on a Monday, which you actually played a game for, didn't you, Nick? Because this was a different Monday league. We'll point out that for this season, the Chester Monday League had split into two, right? And there was an Old Rules League, which is the one where your St. Warburgs team played from, and there was also a Blackball Monday League. And a few of the teams played from Riley's, didn't they? I think something like there were 7 teams in the league, and 4 of them were Riley's teams. One of them was,
including yourselves.
yeah, Riley's Raiders, Paul Cooper's team, was a team that I came to join because Ron Wilson and Chris Cotton would also join with me, and because they'd left your Monday team the previous year for the Cottage and didn't want to play for your team anymore, I decided that it would be good for Ronnie to carry on playing in Chester on a Monday, which he very much enjoyed. And so I spoke to Amy Spryer, and we ended up playing for the Riley's Raiders. I joined 1 or 2 weeks before Chris and Ronnie came along, and we'll get to later on where you ended up actually playing a game for the Riley's Raiders. So just clarify in case anyone's missed a previous episode, what actually went on with Ron and Chris Cotton then, if it's not bringing back too many bad memories and too much drama.
Yeah, we were playing at home against the Red Line on Thursday. I'd gone on mate trio, so I picked between Ronnie, Chris or Ben. I went with Ben because I've seen Ben play, and Ronnie and Chris's record at the time wasn't very good, and Ben had a better record at the time. I think Chris had won 1 game, Ronnie had won 2, Ben won about at least 5, I think.
Yeah, so that's the gist of it, isn't it? You explain in more detail in previous episodes. If you check on, there's a playlist for the non-watch along podcasts, and I'd recommend checking these kind of ones out, because I find them more interesting to listen back on than the watch alongs. So you've talked to Ron and Chris at length, haven't you? Or you've had maybe some text messages come your way which were a bit unwelcome from a certain. Well, it was one of the two, and it wasn't Ronnie. But the upshot of it all is they left the team, and I tried to get Ron and Chris playing in the Monday League, in the other hybrid of the Monday League, and they did. They came and joined and played a few games. So, do you think it was a good idea that the league split into a World Rules League and a Old Rules League, Nick?
Yes, because everyone could play the roles they prefer to play on a Monday.
It also meant that, as we'll see, that you could hypothetically sign for a team in both leagues, couldn't you?
Yes.
Even though they were on the same night.
And starting at the same time.
I mean, your team was. Did you want to carry on playing Old Rules, Nick, or would you have not minded going into the World Rules League?
I would have gone to the new World League, but the team thought we wouldn't win many games.
It was kind of a collective decision of the team then to stay put.
Because they thought it was going to be all the county players would start playing in that.
I think there was a couple. I think there was a Riley student team, and I think yeah, maybe the likes of Ray Cheers did play in that. They would have done, wouldn't they? There were probably two very strong Riley's teams, and then there was us and the students. There was a, we'll see. I think there was a Foxes. Yeah, there was a Foxes team, Edgerton, and Mecca Bingo. I think that was a 7 that were in it. So Ron and Chris were happy to come along, and although Riley's probably would never have been their preferred venue, they played and they liked it, and not a good enough deal at Riley's. We've always got food and what have you. So I'd say Ron and Chris played about 3 games, maybe, but we'll get into more detail. So yeah, Chris Cotton was playing well. He one game he made a very thin cut, and a very good finish. I think he probably won his first 2 games for the Rileys. The format of 5 singles and 2 doubles. I think he might have even played singles and doubles once or twice. But I think Ronnie was probably not doing as well. So yeah, this is before you. I think what would have happened at this stage, Nick, is I would have practiced with you at Warburgs. Whether I've been to the gym at the Northgate or not, I would have turned in to Warburgs at about 6:30, had a few games with you, and then gone to Riley's. On occasion, I might have played for you, because I was playing for you, wasn't I? Up until this team started up.
Yes.
How was I playing for you? Was I sort of just holding my own, but nothing special? I think, was it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Probably played about 4 games before this Riley's league started up. This Riley's team. So I've possibly played first and then got off and gone to Riley's once or twice if you were short and you needed me. If we were playing at home, that was.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. So Ronnie and Chris, they were never there on time when they came down together, but they would have. I would have seen them, and by 8:20 or whatever, would have all been there. And we'd have been having a good laugh, good times, just like old times. And I think the team probably, the Riley's Raiders probably won 1 and lost a couple. I know I was playing poorly. I remember losing to the student team, and we lost the match against the student team, which is a bit of a shocker. I think I probably lost the previous week and we won the game, whoever it was against, but I don't have anything written down for this season. But I do remember, yeah, that Chris's first game at Riley's, he played very well. We probably lost narrowly in that match as a team. But the thing was, Nick, the team was crumbling. It wasn't due to Ron and Chris leaving this time. They were some of the mainstays. It's just the team was crumbling from the inside. Paul Cooper had a team. He was captaining on a Wednesday or a Tuesday in a Buckley League maybe with it, and they were playing Thursday as well. I think it was just too much. You know, like Sir Amy and Jamie Austin and Matt Letsom and Paul, they were playing 3 times a week, and it was too much. And this was a league that they decided to sort of put aside, and then it was left to me really to pick up the pieces and try and keep the team going. So we played. Right, this is a game that you played for us. It was Mecca Bingo away. So, do you remember this night?
Yeah, the horrible table to play on.
We'd have been practicing at Warburgs as normal. We'd have gone to play at Mecca, and you'd have played first probably, so you could get off and get back to your team. Or maybe your team didn't have a game that night.
I did go on first.
You came on first. You probably did have a game, but people were looking after the team while you were gone. And Mecca Bingo very close to Warburgs anyway, wasn't it? It's only across the road, across the traffic lights by the bus station. So did you win your frame?
I think so. I can't remember.
Well, yeah, Amy was there. Amy had turned up. We probably didn't have anyone else, but we didn't need anyone because I was there and Ron and Chris were there, so that made 5. I think we probably narrowly lost against Mecca Bingo. I remember I won a game for once, probably my first win for the team. But yeah, there was a bit of an atmosphere, wasn't there? Because at the first time you'd seen, well, I bet it was nice of you to see Ron because it would have been the first time in
yeah, Ron had said hello.
Couple of months, yeah, that you'd seen Ron.
Yeah, Ronnie came and chatted to me.
But there was the atmosphere with Chris, wasn't there? He was still
bitter.
Yeah, still bitter. But aside from that, Chris, I thought his mood was. This could have been the last time I ever saw him, actually. And yourself, I spoke to Chris on the phone 2 or 3 times afterwards, just to try and get him down because I kind of taken it upon myself to sort of try and run the team at this point because Amy couldn't make it, but I think it was evident that the team was folding. I think they had actually decided they'd fold the team, but I said, well, I'll try and keep it going. So it was a case of, was it the last time I saw Chris? I remember telling him I was going to uni, and he wished me luck, and he thanked, and it was probably speaking to him on the phone or that because actually, we'll go into the next slide. This is what actually happened. We're talking of a merge with Mecca Bingo because they were short of players as well. They couldn't get players for away games. They're okay for getting home games, so they managed to play the whole match with us. But I don't think they were turning up for away games. They needed to get a team that would travel and play the away games, which is Riley's, which is Edgerton, which is Fox's. Definitely. Teams and venues that our players could get to. But the issue with Chris was there's one venue he couldn't really manage. Do you know what venue that was?
Would it be what we call now City? Well, not Stanley. What, City Arms?
No, he had his fallout with City Arms. No, it was Mecca Bingo. He couldn't manage the stairs at Mecca Bingo. So that was why I didn't want to play there. So yeah, we couldn't. Well, although I was trying to reason with him and say, "Oh, come on, Chris, you can just make it up the stairs." He says, "No, it's like Everest. I can't make it." It's easy enough for a young fit person, but
well, they should have had a lift in there, shouldn't they?
That's a very good point, actually. If anyone listening that works in a Mecca or any bingo establishment, get your lifts sorted. The pool table was, of course, upstairs in Mecca, and although the table wasn't great, I think it would have been okay. So that was it, the talk, and then I think. Yeah, Chris said there was some things he probably would have said about you, Nick, if he had a chance to know you better. So I had fell out with him in the past, but he said I was a decent guy, and he thanked me for getting him and Ronnie back playing again on the Monday. So I think I'd said, right, Chris, I'd left a message. So I'll see you. We're playing away at the Edgerton the following week, and we'll see you and Ronnie there. But with Chris, it was an issue of, and it happened before when he was playing for the racehorse, I think it was, or the Georgian Dragon, or even the I can't think, but Chris always wanted to know on the night, or pretty much, or very close to the night, that the match was still going to be on. I think at this point, because there was uncertainty about how many players would turn up for us, even though I'd said, Chris, I'll see you on the Monday. Him and Ronnie didn't turn up effectively. I think he spoke to him on the phone. He says, I'm home and I'm not coming because I didn't speak to him the night before or something. So that brings us to one crazy night of pool. So
I think I remember this one.
So we'll go back to St. Warburgs, and me and you were practicing as normal, weren't we?
Yeah.
And I was gonna walk up to the other end of Brook Street in Chester to play the Edgerton away match in the World Rules, sorry, the Blackball Rules Monday League. So I've said, Nick, I mean, at this point I still thought Ron and Chris would turn up, but I said, Nick, if I play for you tonight, will you play for me? And I think you said yes, didn't you? So,
Yeah.
so I think the Old Rules League started about 15 minutes earlier than the Blackball League, didn't it?
Yes.
So I've gone on first for you. I've played a match. I've lost. So then I've gone to the Edgerton, and I've played a singles. I'm the only one there, and I've lost that as well. So it's going well for me. You get something like 10 minutes before each frame is a scratch, don't you? So
Yeah.
I had time. At this point, I think I'd spoken to Chris, and he says, "Oh, we're not coming." So, oh shoot! You know, I thought I had 3 plays, but now I've got 1. So I go back to the other end of Brook Street, probably walking pretty briskly, and I said, "Nick, will you come over because I've got no one to play the second frame?" And you said, "No, I've got to stay here. I'm reffing." I think you were saying. So I said,
Yeah.
"Right, well, can anyone else play for me?" And none of your team seemed interested. But the Foxes team that you were playing said yes, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I ended up taking one of your opponents, took them down to the Brook Edgerton to play a game for me. I think that was probably a loss, but still.
Well, yeah, he got 5 in the end, didn't they? I think 4 of them went, didn't they?
Well, yeah, that's it. I think then we said, right, oh, we've got no one else, but we'll play a doubles. So then I played doubles with this chap, and they also and at that point, that guy who came down with me said to his mate, or phoned him up saying, can you come down and play? So while we're playing that doubles match, another guy comes down and plays. I've lost a doubles match, so I've lost all 3 of my games that night. And then, yeah, another couple of guys come down and play the singles, and then I think them two play doubles together. We probably had a win, so we probably lost. Yeah, I had 3 players there, so that's 4 singles, 2 doubles. Yeah, we only thrown 1 game, so probably lost 5-1 or something. So very grateful to to your opposition, because of course while they were doing that, they were having to play your team as well. I mean, how many players did they have in total?
Well, I think they at least had. Well, they played 5 singles against us, and both doubles.
So they had 5, but they probably didn't have 7 or 8. So they were. Yeah, they were going to and fro across Brook Street themselves. So yeah, very grateful. Yeah, we actually. Do you remember the score in your match?
I think we beat them.
Yeah, they were probably preoccupied, weren't they? So I've kind of helped you out there, haven't I? Distracting
I won my
them.
game easily.
It was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I broke off 4 or 5 balls going down. I couldn't put. I landed on the black, couldn't pot the black, so I just snookered him, and then he fouled and gave me 2 shots, so I managed to finish the game off.
Memory's better than mine. That's good. So at least I was on one of the winning teams that night then. Unlike the poor Foxes players. So yeah, that concludes one crazy night of pool. That's the craziest night of pool I've ever had. I probably wouldn't go as far as saying I haven't gone between venues. I have. I've probably gone to another venue and checked on how the B team was going on if I was playing for the A team, but having played at 2 different venues on the same night, I don't think I've done that before. So all fun and games, and that was, suffice to say, the last fixture for Riley's Raiders, because I probably had told, I've spoken to Ron and Chris and they said they'd be there the following week, but it wasn't worth doing it with 3 players. I couldn't get hold of Amy or any of the other players on the team, So that was that for Riley's Raiders. And the Mecca Bingo probably pulled out. That league probably ended up with about 5 teams in it, 4 Riley's teams and a Fox's team. So, did that Monday League ever carry on the following season, Nick? The Blackball Rule Monday League league? Or was that it?
That was it, that one season, yeah.
That was it, yeah. And then it just went back to the old rules league. So that was an experiment that didn't really work out, wasn't it? but all fun games.
Other teams don't play on a Monday now.
So those teams that disbanded, yeah, it makes sense that wanted to play world rules with, so Blackball rules. But turned out they were just happy enough playing on a Thursday. And then that Buckley League on a Tuesday, or whatever it was, they could do to get another fix of world rules, I imagine. So how many teams were in the Monday League? The last Monday League you played that was curtailed, I guess if that's the right word.
Just Amanda came back. No one else has come back. You teams.
Yeah. So probably like from being about as many as 19 teams, there'd probably be about 10 teams within the Monday League.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that craziness. We'll get on to some more craziness now, I think. Pool photo of the decade. I don't know why, that's quite funny. We've got our regular Big L. Alice still looking on. And I'm not sure if the guy on the right is waving to us or blocking the flash from my camera.
I was going to say, who is he?
That's the Edgerton, but it wasn't from the same night, because I would have done anything for those 3 guys to be in my corner that night. Would have been a lot easier. Name that venue. We've got Ronnie and someone else who's appeared on our podcast, Marcus. Any ideas? Because I haven't at the moment. We'll have to get back to you on this one. Oh, well, I've never played there, but it's a good guess.
So it's not there then.
What did you? So you think it might be United Services or something else?
All the fault.
The Vaults. Okay. Well, I'll try and figure that one out and let people know in a future episode. So that's all for episode 22. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope the shorter episode has made more people interested. And one of the reasons we do this podcast is to get more people interested in playing pool with us. So, give myself or captain. Nick's always usually captaining someone, so give Nick a shout if you're interested in playing for him. Anything else to add, Nick?
Yes, it would be nice if people who are thinking of having teams or listeners, if we could let Matt Barnes know. And
yeah.
If anyone's waiting to next year and they want to play next year, not this season coming, or they want to play, let me know.
Yeah, get in touch with Nick if you're interested in playing for him at some point, and I'm sure you'll be putting practices in, won't you, and everything to get ready.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or if you just want to play on a Monday, let me know as well.
Okay, well, yeah. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next episode. Watch out for Christmas special coming up later on in this series. So thank you, Nick, for being with us and sharing your very good memory of these nights of pool. And it's goodbye from me, Andy Jackson, of the Ellesmere Port Pool Independent Division, and from Nick Allen.
Yeah, bye. Ready?